Happy birthday, Bobo.
Hey, Tim.
So, Tim, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Tim. Hope you're doing well. Have a great day. Peace.
Wow, turning 50, that's awesome. Roast, I guess I gotta go with two memories that stick out the most in my mind. The one, when we loaded up the canoe and we paddled our butts off, and it was a dry year, and we ended up pulling that canoe further than we paddled. And we got so exhausted, we ended up walking home on the highway in the middle of the night, and it took us like 6 hours to get home, and laying in the middle of the highway because it was still hot and we were so tired, and being barefoot, it was insane. That was an awesome trip. Second one, you're gonna love this. Kenny Rogers, 100 children and a crap in the field.
Toledo, cross from.
Happy birthday. Happy 50th. I hope you have a great day.
He's 50?
He's 50. He's a half a century old.
Oh my God. Well, all downhill from here. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thinking back to all the memories that I have of you, amazing, funny, a little scary sometimes, paintball and such. First one that popped in my head though was deer camp. We were hanging out with you guys, getting ready to take the kids out to eat, walk up to the van, see if you want to join us. Door slowly opens. Tim's sitting there with a martini. What's up, guys? Watching a movie. Happy 50th, Tim. Love you, bro.
So maybe I'll ramble a bit. Maybe something entertaining will come out of it. But and if not, I'll just delete this and start all over. I'm probably sure at this point you're probably thinking, God, he looks old, because it's been a while. I mean, I haven't seen him forever, and that's a damn shame. I'll start back in the second grade. My parents obviously got divorced, so we moved around a bit, but we ended up in Mora. And I hated Mora. I have, to this day, I still fucking hate Mora. My first day of second grade, no one talked to me. I mean, I was like, it was just so weird, and I felt so awkward, and that never changed. I mean, I didn't talk to anybody, nobody talked to me. And that pretty much was the situation up until fourth grade. And, in fourth grade, now this is like in school. Now, of course, I lived across the street from Kyle Clark. And Kyle Clark was, we were both into Hot Wheels. So me and my brother David and Kyle, we were like all into Hot Wheels. And we would sit on his front steps, and like that's how we passed the time, is we would sit there and, I don't even remember what we fucking did. We like pretended we were cars. All the cars had a personality, But we played. We were kids. I mean, we were like in, second, third grade, but Kyle was Kyle's a motherfucker. He was the Eric Cartman of when I remember when I first saw Eric Cartman on South Park. I was like, that's fucking Kyle Clark. That little bastard. He kind of deserved to have his ass kicked, is kind of like how I would put it. So I knew Kyle, but in school, like fourth grade, Mr. Masterson, he introduced the new kid. Kevin Nelson was the new kid to the town, and I don't know why. I to this day, it's still a mystery why. But he, like, the first chance I think he had, he walked across the room and put his arm around me, and like, I don't remember what he said, but it's like we were like buddies. After that, it was just like, we were inseparable, man. He got me into a lot of trouble. I went from being very timid and quiet to, like, hanging out with, a force of nature, really. But that brings me to meeting you. So we had a sleepover. So went home to Kevin's house on the bus, and that was kind of that was always an adventure, because you guys had this bus driver that would he was a grumpy old fuck that would, God, what was his name? I can't remember his name. Something. But anyways, Kevin would do shit to get in trouble, and then the bus driver would yell at him, and that was like the whole dynamic. So anyways, but that's, you know, when I met you was during the sleepovers, and I remember it being crazy because you guys were like really into WWF, and you guys wrestled a lot. I think like my first night over, you guys broke the door. Like there was like a French folding door in the hallway, and somebody body slammed somebody into whatever, and the door like got all bent out of shape. And then you guys would stop, and you'd be like freaking out, like, oh my God, we broke the door. We're in so much trouble. And then 5 minutes later, you'd literally be fucking at it again, doing, you know, WWF wrestling, and, you know, clotheslines, and, you know, the spinning shit. I never was that into it, so I don't know all the whatever, but it was entertaining. it was fucking crazy how you guys were just like, you know, very like different for me. I was like timid and like, oh my gosh, my parents would kill me. And that was like my first impression of like the Nelsons, you know. But now you kind of like separate the two. Kevin was, you know, kind of typical second child. He was pretty liked to get in trouble. He liked the attention, and you were more relatively quiet and more like thoughtful and sincere, and you were like the cool. I didn't have an older brother, so to me you were like the cool older brother that like was really into cool stuff, you know, like you had like Wizard magazine covers all over your bedroom wall. And now you got to keep in mind, you know, this is like, I didn't even know like D&D was like wow, it was like magical. You know, there wasn't a stigma to it yet. It wasn't like a nerd thing. It was like, there was this whole, like, you could pretend to be anybody, and there was dragons and shit, and you know, swords, and I mean, there's everything cool, even ninjas. I mean, if you could think of something, vampires, you know, fucking armies, if it was cool, it was in D&D, and you were like, you know, kind of my entry into that, you know, because I remember thinking, wow, this guy's into D&D, he's so cool. But like I said, in a lot of respects, you were like the, you know, the cool older brother I never had.
Tim, I was told this was going to be a roast party, but I mean, here's what I know about you. I know you're an awesome father and husband, a very kind, generous person. There's not much for me to work with there in terms of roasting, so instead I'm just going to say happy birthday. I'm going to say that I really wish that the party could have happened. I think that would have been such an epic party. I hope that someday it does happen in some way, shape, or form. Thanks for all the work you've done with my band and all the work that you have done in music. I'm a great guitar player. Cannot wait to see you out playing live again. And yeah, I think you're going to really enjoy your 50s. I think it's going to be some of your most rewarding experiences and adventures in the next 10 years. And as soon as this is all over, I hope that we get to see each other again. And until then, take care, man. Have a great birthday. I'll talk to you later.
It was fun. The D&D was, you know, I mean, I remember I probably have more D&D stories than I do like real life stories. How sad is that? But you know, getting back to it, you know, you were always the sincere one, you know, even in the craziness. I mean, we were all goofballs and kind of crazy, but you know, if I had to you don't have like an actual genuine conversation, you know, you were always there for me, and I appreciate that. I'm not going to get through this without being emotional because I don't get much sleep. Like the paintball incident, that was a story. And, of course you were there for all these, so I could tell the story, but it feels stupid because you were there, We went out in the middle of nowhere and shit happened. I was wearing this mask and I couldn't see my feet, and Kevin, I think, forgot whose team he was on and was in Rambo mode, and before I knew it, I was taking fire, from a direction from Kevin, and I was like, "You're on my team." I didn't even know what was going on, but all I know was bullets are flying, and I went to cover behind this tree, and this tree really was kind of growing out of this edge of this like drop off, this like 18-foot just wall, and I just stepped right off the damn thing, and I remember waiting for my foot to hit the ground. I was like, "Whoa!" I thought I stepped into a hole at first. So I'm looking this way, I'm shooting this way, and running this way, and my foot just hit the ground, and I was like, "Wow, this is a deep hole." And then by the time I was like at this angle, I realized I was pretty fucked. I was like, "Oh shit!" And I bounced off a lot of rock. I got pretty... All right, thanks. Like I said, I don't have 5 minutes to myself, but, yay, COVID. But, and then Carrie was, took charge. She knew what to do. She's, grabbed my hand and had her boot in my armpit and was pulling on it until I was about this far from passing out. I was in a lot of pain after that. And, but, like typical Tim fashion, man, you were the one that took me to the hospital, and, you stayed there. I remember I was probably this far from being unconscious that whole time, because I remember everything was just dark and fuzzy, and I was just like, I was in so much pain because my arm kept swelling up. It was like a balloon, and my shoulder just kept swelling, and the pressure was just insane. And we got in the car, and you turned on the radio, and it was Metallica playing, and it was like I snapped out of it. I was like, "Ooh, Metallica." And you got a laugh out of that. So it was, because I felt bad. Oddly enough, I just felt stupid because we had went through so much work to get out there to play paintball, and I wanted to play it, but then like within 20 minutes, it's like I felt like I killed all the fun. The mood was just fucked at that point. And, so I felt bad, but I appreciate you. You took care of me again. You took me to the hospital. You stayed there with me until you had to because you drove me there. I suppose you couldn't have left me, but I appreciate it. All those times. I'm only good with words if I'm writing. See, I should have done a letter. That's what I should have fucking done. Maybe I'll type this when I get done with it. Because when it comes to words, my fingers know all the words. My mouth, I doesn't know shit. But I love you, brother. I miss you. Can't wait to see you again. Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dad. Happy birthday. Love you.